Okay. All right. Thank you all for coming to the LD12 Democrats monthly meeting. My name is Melissa Galarza. I'm the chair of LD12. Thank you, Janie. Thank you for joining today's meeting, either in person or virtually. Please be advised that our meetings are being recorded for documentation and reference purposes. By continuing to be a part of this meeting, you consent to being recorded. If you have any concerns or objections, please let the board know prior to the meeting starting. Today's agenda, we have a lot on our agenda. We pack as much as we can in this hour and a half. We had one speaker that wasn't able to make it due to a conflict, but we are still going to be able to get to everything else. And fun, we're going to talk budget later. Fun. So I want to welcome AJ for our land acknowledgement.
Thank you. Arizona LD12 Democrats acknowledge the land we gather on today is the ancestral homeland of indigenous nations that have inhabited this land since time immemorial. We take this opportunity to thank the Hohokam, including Akimel, Odam, Pima, and Pipash, Maricopa peoples of the past, present, and the future for their traditional care of this land and their resilience. Attached to this physical space is a painful history, a forced removal, resulting in intentional genocide of its indigenous people. The history is important to all of us as a reminder not to cause further harm. We remain appreciative of our ability to teach, learn, and serve in a space of such importance and reverence. Thank you.
Okay. I want to thank Judy and Bill for the wonderful raffle baskets that are at the front. They put these raffle baskets together for a lot of our events, especially every single month on the LD. This is how we raise money to pay for the equipment that we have here, the room that we're using, and then of course any upcoming events that we're going to be doing. And we're constantly in the mode of saving this year for our election next year. So please make sure you get your raffle baskets, and guess what? The QR codes are on your table, on your agenda. I make it very easy for you to buy tickets. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our first-time attendees. I'll let you grab that. And if you could raise your hand if this is your first time attending an LD12 meeting. Okay. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Dee Dee White, Awatuki.
Dee Dee from Awatuki.
Yeah, Jim Bowers and Awatuki.
Oh, perfect. Together.
I'm Kaycee Campbell. I actually live in Mesa.
Oh, fantastic. We're going to hear from Kaycee in a little bit. Is there anybody else that's a new time, first time attendee? Oh, perfect. Let's get back here. No, Nan.
Hi, I'm Linda Hersner. I live in Tempe.
Tempe. Perfect. First. Oh man, Nancy.
I'm in trouble. This is my first time in person. I've been in California for most of all these meetings, so here I am in person.
Nancy from Tempe. She does a lot of activists in Tempe, so she's on our calendar, all of her events. Is there anybody that has attended an LD12 meeting and didn't get a welcome packet because we were short in the past? If you haven't gotten a welcome packet, or you would like, if you're a regular and you'd like to see what's in them, the packets. Dr. Janie Heydrich does a wonderful job putting them together for us, so thank you.
Next up, we're going to welcome any elected officials that we have in the audience. If you're an elected official, please stand up so we can recognize you.
I forgot to ask, wait.
Hang on, pause.
So sorry, I forgot one thing. Susie, is there anybody online that's a first-time attendee? And you can unmute and we'll be able to hear you.
No one who has claimed to be.
No one yet. Okay.
Thank you, Susie.
Thanks.
All right, now for elected officials. If you're an elected official, please stand and we'll recognize you. First, we have Jennifer Germain. She is the Justice of the Peace for San Marcos Justice Court. Then we have Representative Contreras for our House, Arizona House. We have Andres Barraza. He is the President of Tempe Union Governing Board. Cedric Collins is Kyrene Governing Board. And Ray, tell me how to say your last name. Ray Thierry from Tempe Elementary Governing Board. Susie, is there anybody online that's an elected official? Oh, and we also have Bridget Bellavina, our constable for Kyrene Justice Precinct every time. Bridget, could you just jump up and down next time? Do we have Karen Lathan online, Susie?
We do not. She
Okay.
she is attending the Sun Lakes Democratic meeting so that she can tell them how important it is to find somebody to run for constable in the San Marcos
Awesome.
area. So
Awesome, thank you. All right. And then if we have any candidates that are running for office in 2026, we have Bridget Bellavina running again for constable in Kyrene Justice Precinct. And Jennifer Germain, we're going to give her a quick minute because she has to run off to the Sun Lakes Dems meeting, but Patty Contreras is also running again for the House in 2026.
Hmm?
Go ahead, yeah.
So, good evening, everybody. I'm Jennifer Germain. I'm your Justice of the Peace for San Marcos. That area covers all of the city of Chandler and the unincorporated parts of Sun Lakes. I am the first woman, the first Democrat, and the first Native American to ever hold this office. This court is over 100 years old. Beginning July 1st, I will be the chair of the State, Tribal, and Federal Court Forum under the Arizona Supreme Court, and I will be the associate presider of the Maricopa County Justice Courts. So I'm going to ask you for your support. If you live in Chandler, please sign my petitions. At this point, I'm not raising money, so I'm not going to ask you for money. But please sign my petitions. I have to get almost 3,000 signatures on paper, and I would appreciate any help that you're doing if you're going out to any of the City of Chandler events coming up, either Juneteenth or Jazz in the Park, or any of the movies on the lawn. I'd appreciate your help carrying my petition out at those events. And otherwise, we will be back next month with a much longer session because we're going to be featuring all three of our Justices of the Peace that live in this area. Thank you.
Okay, next up, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I don't know about you guys, but I'm stressed watching the news and just knowing what to do and how to balance being involved in politics and your self-care. So this month's guest is Monica Pineda. She is a licensed professional counselor, and she is going to go through some exercises with us to help us de-stress.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. My name is Monica Pineda, and I'm here to help us for the next 15 minutes. So I'm going to ask you to participate as you would like to in some of today's activities. I first just want to acknowledge stress, feeling tired, overwhelmed, burnt out. All of that is completely human and normal of us, even if things weren't going on. And then add in a lot of stuff, right? So as I talk to you today, I'm going to encourage you to do the exercises. We'll start first with a deep breath, a deep inhale through the nose, and an exhale through the mouth. I'm going to encourage you to keep doing that for the next 5 minutes. Feel free to slow down or stop if you are not used to that. You can take a break and take another deep breath. And as you do this, I want to continue to just have you check in with where your stress is at. So we've already said stress is here. It's in our bodies. We're human. We have it regardless of other stuff. So I want you to check in on 1 to 5, where it's at for you today. 1 being low, 5 being high. I want you to just give yourself a number. Just give yourself a number. See where it's at. Yep. See where it's at right there. And I want you to know that it moves, even in the same day. It could have been a 5 earlier, it could be higher or lower, any given moment, which means that we can do things to help ourselves every day, just like the deep breath we're taking right now. So we're going to move on from stress here, continue to take your deep breaths and just notice. If anything, I'd encourage you always to put your hand on your chest or your hand on your stomach when you take the deep breath. And that's now you actually connecting more to your body, which is not something we normally do. Most of us are running around and we're not connecting inside because we are outside looking at everything else that we need to do, which is important. So now you're connecting inside. You're really hearing and seeing yourself. Slow down there. Just let yourself breathe. Let yourself relax, which is so important because when we don't do that, our stress goes way high and then we're all frustrated and we're all talking and saying all kinds of things. And that can turn into more issues later. Like we're not sleeping, we're fighting with everybody or having even harder times. So as you continue to take a couple of deep breaths there, and check on time here for us. Just let yourself take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Let yourself have a little bit of space. I'm giving you all permission right now to take space. If you're sitting up, I encourage you to let your shoulders drop, sit back. And I especially want you to notice the difference when you move your body like that. When you let your legs kind of extend a little bit and you let your back relax a little bit. I want you to feel the subtle difference. If you feel any tightness already, most of us get it in the neck. If you feel any tightness, I just want you to notice, because the first thing to do always is to notice that, oh gosh, I'm really stressed out. I'm really tired. And then we can allow ourselves to take care and find a little bit of space in our moments in our day. All right. We're going to go into checking in on emotions and talking just a little bit on emotions. Our emotions are here with us every day. They're there, they're hanging out. Sometimes they're really strong, sometimes we put them away. The important thing to do, again, we're going to just notice and we give them space. That could be time alone later. That could be us crying. That could be us writing something down and just saying, oh yeah, that's what's up today. That's it. That's acknowledging it. You have now not ignored it, suppressed it, avoided it, put it away, which then stores as energy somewhere in our body. So just you saying, oh, that's here in my head. Gosh, it hurts. Or in my back, I need to sit down, or anywhere, is you taking care of yourself. Our last item here in our last couple of minutes, I'm going to encourage you to keep taking another deep breath, another deep inhale, another deep exhale. You've identified your stress number, you're checking in. And our last part is to express it out. Even your exhale, that is already expressing out of you stress, overwhelm, any emotion that might be there, just with that own expression. If you drove alone today, you could go in your car after when you're done today and say what you want to say. You can yell, you could do anything. That is expression. So I want to encourage you to find outlets, to find ways to get things out. A big one, that really easy one that works is just writing. Write about that one feeling. Write anything about it. That is expression, especially when we are able to talk to anybody, a friend, someone that we just get to say something out loud to. I'll be hanging out here so you can come up and say something out loud. There's some candles over there. I'd encourage you to smell them and just allow yourself to shift again into a different state. And so I encourage you to take time. You guys do a lot, and there is a lot of heaviness going around. And so make sure that you are taking care of yourself, your body, your mind, that you are doing things actively every single day to target it. Don't wait until the evening. Don't wait until the weekend. Make sure as soon as you're like, oh, that's here, that you're also saying, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to write this down. And you're expressing it more than once throughout the day. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Monica. And thank you, Cedric, for referring Monica to us. I think we all needed this. I feel calmer even just now. Her voice is so soothing. And I just want you guys to know that we appreciate everything that you do for us. And we really, really value you. So if you need time, take time. Take a break if you need it. I don't know what we have next. Oh, reminder that if you have, go ahead, you can come on up. Kendra is leading up our Dems Give Back. This month, we are still collecting for the Chandler Care Center. So I'll give her a moment just to remind everybody what we're collecting.
Awesome. Yes, thank you. Chandler Care Center, some of the items are up here or in your email that include canned veggies, pastas, beans. Thank you to those of you who brought things either last month or this month. I will be loading some things up in my car. And then I talked to Chandler Care Center today about drop-off. They can take items during the week. So I am just curious and will be here after the meeting or via Slack or email. If you have interest in coming with me to drop off, I would love some extra hands. We could do a picture, make sure there's like some presence of LD12. So we could do that as early as this week unless people have outstanding items, but please just reach out to me if you have interest in coming with me to drop those items off, and we can coordinate and make sure we have a time and get together with anyone that's interested. Awesome. I see a couple hands. And then just looking ahead, also want to invite that if you have ideas, this will close out our drive for the Chandler Care Center that was last month and this month. And if you all have ideas for starting in July of places we should be supporting or ways to get involved, I had gotten a couple emails about, hey, could we drop off at some of the other monthly events or things that are going on? And I just need some capacity help with that. So if you regularly go to some of the other monthly events or things and could help me with pickup, I live near the Kiwanis neighborhood and I'm happy to store things at my house until we reach a drop-off date. So just let me know if that's something you're interested in, and I could make sure we coordinate getting things back and forth so that we can involve other folks that can't make it to this meeting or that are on our Zoom. So I'll drop my email and things in the Slack, or feel free to stop me at the end of this meeting and we can make sure you get involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Kendra. Okay, state committee. How many people in here are a state committee person? Raise your hand. We have a meeting on June 7th in Tucson. Have you gotten your save the date email? Anybody, everybody got that? Okay, what we know today is that it's going to be at U of A. That's what we know today. We don't have the proxies just yet if you cannot attend. So let me or Sherry know right away if you don't think you'll be able to attend the state committee meeting on Saturday, June 7th, because we need to advise you of when the proxies are going to be due. The agenda, we will be voting on a secretary for sure. Maybe some bylaws, we're not really sure yet, right? Yes, a secretary for sure. So where's Monica? Where did Monica go? Because we might need Monica after that meeting. So we might need her on speed dial so we can have some breathing techniques after that meeting. But we're going to have an informational meeting on May 29th at 6:30 p.m. That's a week before. Okay, myself and Sherry will be hosting that meeting and just giving an update on what we know on what might be on the agenda, and then also any other updates that come from ADP at that point. So I'm going to stress that if you're not able to attend, please let us know right away so we can make sure we get you the proxies whenever they are available to us, and we'll get you, so you'll meet any deadlines that are coming up. If anybody has any questions, feel free to see me or Sherry afterwards, and we'll go from there. So next up, Kaycee Campbell, our Vice President of Maricopa County Young Dems. Come on up, Kaycee.
Oh, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. It's my first time at an LD12 meeting. There are so many of you. Oh my goodness. Very excited to see that. I am the Vice President of the Maricopa County Young Dems and a very active member of the Young Dems of Arizona. And something that I get, well, actually, first and foremost, I want to thank you, LD12, for sponsoring. We have a fundraiser coming up that's going to be on May 24th for the Maricopa County Young Dems. And you guys have decided to become platinum sponsors for us. So thank you guys so much for that. A question that I get asked a lot, especially as Vice President of Maricopa County Young Dems, is how do we get young people involved? And number one, give us money. So thank you again. Not just donating to our fundraisers, not just helping us out by supporting us through Act Blue, but also hiring us. We have a very, very qualified executive board. We have a very active 300 plus members that all want to get involved, that we just want jobs. So if you guys are in positions of hiring people who have experience, who've been doing this for, I myself have been doing this since I was 18. That's almost 18 years ago. I'm an older young Dem, okay. But I have been doing this for a really long time. I have people on my executive board and people in our caucus chairs who have been consultants in the past. And so we really do want to be involved. But here's the problem. We work 3 jobs. We have 6 roommates. We are in school. We are spread too thin. So when you think about younger generations of the past who, could support themselves on a part-time job, living with a roommate, going to college, we don't have that luxury. We really are living paycheck to paycheck, $100 from being homeless. So it's extremely important for you to please make sure that you're not relying on us to just be volunteers to gain experience. We need professional experience, so please do hire us. Make sure that you are listening to us when you do hire us, and then also support us through Act Blue. The second thing that I want to say is that a way to get people involved, young people especially, is to listen to us and to follow through with the things that you're telling us that you're going to do. Something that we see a lot in politics is, a politician will promise one thing and then turn around and never do that thing for us. We see that, we've recognized that, we see that pattern, and that makes young people very apathetic in getting involved. Because if we support you, and mind you, the Maricopa County Young Dems just this last cycle knocked on over 10,000 doors for our endorsed candidates. That's a lot of doors, a lot of time that we don't have, that we're volunteering and going and doing those things. Our executive board, our entire organization is 100% volunteer run. So we're taking our time to go and do these things and then getting people elected who then don't pay attention to us or never call us back again. We don't like that. We see it, we recognize it, and we won't stand for it. The third way to get young people involved is to piss us off. Historically, you will see that young people have the least to lose in politics and the most to gain by new leadership. So what we love to do is we love to protest. We love to go out there and show you that we're not happy with what's going on. And we're not afraid to burn some bridges to build better infrastructure. Thank you. So, and I'm sure a lot of you, if you go back to your youth, you can see that in yourselves, going to protests, going and making sure that you're having your voice heard. We're still doing that. And we're more aggressive now, I think, than ever. Well, except for maybe in the 60s. You guys were pretty intense. But we are doing it on different levels. We are doing it through lawsuits. We are doing it through showing up. We are doing it through protests. And we aren't being quiet. And we really, really support people who also listen to us and do what they say they're going to do and who fight for us. That being said, I'm not sure how many of you guys know this, but just last week, the Young Democrats of Arizona released a statement in support of Robert Branscombe, the chairman of Arizona Democratic Party. And we are very excited to have him as our elected leader. And we are very excited that he has been transparent as he ran on a platform of transparency. And we believe, and we stated this in our statement, that it isn't him that is being disunifying. It is elected officials who are saying they won't work with him. until, or work with the Arizona Democratic Party until he is gone. We believe that that is the disunity, and we are calling for unification of the party and supporting our elected leader, who's only been in office for 4 months. And so I know that there are a lot of people here who are vice chairs, people here who are precinct committee members, people here who are state committee members. And so I would love to talk to you guys and give you the information that we have that we're in support of Robert Branscombe and talk to you about why. If you'd like to come up to me after this and talk to me, I would love to do that. But this is something that has been on our radar and something that we are very passionate about. So I would love to talk to you more about that. And again, I'm so grateful to be here and speaking to all of you. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. I just wanted to remind everybody that our Bada Bing raffle baskets are still, you can still buy tickets through the end of the night. We'll do the drawing. The baskets are up there. You can also see Mark if you want to pay cash or check or credit card. He'll take it all. Except for Venmo, we don't take that. I know. Act Blue doesn't let us do that. I'm going to talk about some upcoming events. The LD12 calendar has all of our events that are happening. I put these all on your printout sheet for you to take home. Things change rapidly with upcoming events, but you'll see that we put them all out here for you. We have a couple of spotlight events, the monthly events that we do. Democrats and Donuts, the third Wednesday of every month. Watering Hole Wednesday, which is the last Wednesday. We are going to be at the Hub on Ahwatukee off of Ray Road. So please join us on the last Wednesday for Watering Hole. Game night, it's back. Third Saturday. Where is it at? Joanne? Is it? Oh. It's at Judy something's house. There's a lot of Judys in this LD. We'll get you that information. You got to RSVP to get the information. See Joanne. She helps put that together and helps put Watering Hole Wednesday, and Julia Fleeman helps put together Democrats and Donuts. We also have the Arizona Dems Readers and Leaders Book Club that happens on Zoom. Okay. So I'm going to do a spotlight Phoenix Mercury Game LD12 fundraiser every year. The LD12 does a fundraiser. We purchase tickets. We sell them for $25. We then also raffle off a fan tunnel experience. You can buy your raffle tickets, and then we draw at the meeting. We pick 10 lucky winners to go down into the tunnel, and then we get to cheer on the Mercury team as they either come out onto the court at the beginning of the game or after halftime. We don't know which one it will be until the day of the event. They don't give us that information in advance. This is great. The Mercury games are great. I usually bring my grandkids. I can't go this year, so Sherry's gonna help me out since I can't go. Yes, I just voluntold. So the fundraiser night will be Sunday, June 29th. The game is at 3 p.m. Tickets are $25. So there is a QR code on your paper. We also have them up here. You'll get probably about a week before the game. We'll pick up the tickets. We'll hand them out to everybody. We are all sitting in one section. I think we have 3 rows, so we're all right with each other. It's a great time. We have so much fun. And we love supporting the Mercury games. Sherry.
Okay. Our blue business spotlight for this month is Suzanne Whitaker. Suzanne, if you can stand up, she's in the back here. I know, I told you I wasn't going to make you come up, but Suzanne is an artist, muralist, and author. She is an LD12 PC in Camelot, and her business is Passion for Murals. She creates beautiful paintings of nurseries, toddler rooms, school murals, and commercial murals. And she also has recently written a book, which is titled Finding My Own Gold Star. And did you bring books with you? She has books available if anybody wants to purchase one. Do you want to tell us about your book or anything about your job?
Yeah, Sherry said I was not speaking tonight. I was just going to wave. Anyway, here I am. So I've had my business for about 32 years. I have painted murals in nurseries and all kinds of stuff. Right now, I'm working on a job for Colina Elementary, which is really fun. There's a long, yay! There's a long hallway for the second graders have a scary hallway to the bathroom. So we're making that kind of cute and fun. And at Colina, the coyote is their mascot. And I thought, how can I make that cute and fun? And I did baby coyotes and baby javelinas and all kinds of baby stuff. So hopefully that it won't be so scary to go to the bathroom at Colina. So that's just one thing that I do. I do a lot of plaster work and all kinds of things like that. But on my off time, I write a lot just for my own enjoyment. I decided to put all of my essays that I've written for the last several decades into one book. And it's called Finding My Own Gold Star. And the name of that, it comes from the fact that my mom was an elementary teacher, and she would metaphorically give out gold stars to me and my siblings when we did something good. So that's kind of I'm finding my own gold star now, so giving them to myself. So the book is just a collection of all kinds of essays on parenting, on motherhood, on growing up in a large Catholic family in Cincinnati. And there's a whole section to the back on democracy and how one can get involved. That's the whole back part of the book. It's just sort of everything that I'm interested in into one book. So that's kind of the gist of it. So they are on sale on the desk over there. And I do take Venmo. So, so I think that's it.
Suzanne did just recently do a mural in the Wykes backyard, so that it's really beautiful. Janie?
I want to say something about Suzanne's murals. My kids and my grandkids go to Cielo, not at the same time, different generations. And a few years ago, a brother and a sister in primary grades died. And it was devastating for the kids in the school and the parents. Suzanne made a mural. And last week, when I took my granddaughter for a celebration of learning, she pulled me down the hall to look at that mural. And she said, "Look, Omi, the brother and sister are reading together. They're in trees and they have foxes and birds and they're so happy." So you turned a tragedy into a beautiful memory for them. Thank you.
And there was a beautiful story on Channel 12, right, about that mural. It was very touching. So our next speaker, as Melissa mentioned, had to cancel because of a time commitment. So we're way ahead of schedule here, folks. So skip that one. Skip that one. He'll be here in August. All right. So calls to action. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's freaking hot outside. So, and it escalated quickly, in my opinion. So for this month, I just wanted to call attention to the fact that Maricopa County has heat relief website, and to encourage all of you guys to have that readily available on your phone. If you see people that possibly have their AC have gone out, somebody on the street that might need to know where the nearest heat relief center is, all of that information can be found on maricopa.gov/heat or by calling 211. When you call 211, they have operators that can assist residents with finding a cooling or a respite center, water, heat-related resources like transportation, utility assistance, and AC repair, and they're available daily from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So it's a good resource for us to have knowledge of, know where the nearest cooling centers are, just so that you're aware of where they are. I believe Pecos Community Center is one, and Ironwood Library on Chandler Boulevard. So if we will share some information on our social media once we have that ready, you guys can also share that to your friends and family, just so that we get the word out and you know, we have the least amount of heat related issues as possible. One last call for Bada Bing raffle tickets. We have two, well, maybe one more. Another call for Bada Bing raffle tickets. We have a wine tasting kit as one, and a brewed awakening, which is coffee related. So again, the QR codes to purchase are on the agendas, and Mark can take cash if you need to pay that way. Next up, I'm going to call up our legislators and have them give us an update about what's happening down at the Arizona legislature. It looks like Rep. Contreras is up first.
Oh, hello, I'm Patty Contreras. Oh, okay, there they are. I hadn't seen our other legislators. Okay, good, so I don't have to give everything, all the news. So, let's see, a couple things. We are on break. So we, see, I'm all cash today because I didn't have to come from the house and all. And we're, somebody is working on the budget. Somebody is working on Prop 123. I'm sure Senator Epstein might give us a little bit more information on those things. Prop 123, as you know, helps to fund our schools and all, and there's some concerns there that the Republicans are trying to push through a 123 plus vouchers, and they want, yes, boo, they want to throw those both together. I don't think they're realizing that Prop 123 barely passed 10 years ago. And they're thinking that they can put those two together and it'll pass for everybody. But they want to enshrine vouchers in our state constitution. And of course, we don't want that. We want vouchers to have some accountability. We want to go reduce vouchers. We want to take vouchers out of our schools and also. Anyway. So that's one thing. Let's see. So I just saw that Governor Hobbs vetoed a whole bunch of bills today, a whole bunch of bad bills. What did I say? I counted 35 bills today. She did sign 22, but 35, that'll get her about 120 vetoes that she's done so far this year. So there's a lot of bad legislation coming through our legislature right now. And we still have some bad bills to finish up as we get down to when we go back to work. So let's see. The House had a meeting on the federal budget. And yeah, I have to say I was very, very saddened by the proposals that the Trump administration are putting through. And you see it, where's Monica? We're gonna have to breathe again. So, there's just so much terrible stuff they want to cut back on. And I haven't done a newsletter yet, but I think I'm gonna this year. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to do it, but I'm gonna start putting that together again, and put some of that information in there because you need to see what they're talking about. You need to understand what they're wanting to cut back on. You know, you hear the Medicare and the Social Security, but there's also the National Park Service, National Forest Service, all those types of things. They're wanting to sell off public lands, just terrible things that the federal government's wanting to do right now. Now, we at the House, we did a poll of our members, and as far as our state budget, there were some things that we wanted to hold, sacred to what we want in our budget, and K-12 was number one on the list. So public education always comes up first. Health and Human Services, childcare, housing, higher ed, and water. Those are kind of our top five that we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that we that we wanted to make sure when the budget does come out that we will scrutinize it and make sure that these things are listed and we have some good money going towards those projects. Let's see what else. Well, as you know, I've been working on title alert, on title fraud, deed fraud, and also I had a conversation with the county assessor, Eddie Cook, and he's going to be having a summit, so I'll be attending that next month and all. In the meantime, if you haven't already done it, make sure you put your property on title, Maricopa title alert if you're in Maricopa County, and all the other counties do have title alerts, and you'll get notified if somebody's messing around with your titles, so make sure you do that. That's my commercial I do every month. So, and let's see. That's important. Yeah, I was notified twice. Just you know, I was notified twice. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it wasn't me, but had it been me, then I would have had to take care of that. Let's see. We have conversations with Contreras on Friday, so come on and talk to me on Friday, 4 to 6. It's third Friday every month at the Brick Road Coffee. I see my friends from Brick Road are here. Thank you, Gabe and Jesse. And all. And I was asked if I filed for office yet. I have not done that yet. I was waiting for Sini Die, but who knows when that's going to be. So I might be doing that pretty soon. So, so we can start getting signatures for next year's election and all. The heat relief too, thank you for bringing that up because that is so important. And I think I'm going to do again this year is carry bottles of water in my car. If you see somebody out there, and maybe once we get the information that Sherry mentioned, maybe have a little card that says call 211, or if you see somebody in danger or that's on the ground or something, call 911, of course. But you want to make sure that folks out there know where they can go for heat respite. City of Phoenix, I believe, is having a couple of places but they're downtown, that'll be overnight, that you can go and rest overnight during this heat. That was something I kept harping on because it's so, you know, we've had for years, and I worked for the city, and for years we had a program where we would keep our buildings open to 6 o'clock, and then it became 8 o'clock, then it became 10 o'clock. Now it's overnight at a couple of places, which is good because it's darn hot out there, and it's hot all night long. So thank you for bringing that up, Sherry, and the team here. And let's see what else I got here. I think that's it. I don't want to take up all the time because I know we have our wonderful Senator Mitzi Epstein.
Thank you. Thank you, Patty, for that excellent recap. I'm Mitzi Epstein, your state senator. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Come on deck over here, Stacy. So the budget, yes, to the list that Patty gave you of our priorities, a couple of little things, and one of the biggest little things is 211. So 211 needs to be funded by the state budget. And it should be a very high priority just because of the extreme heat. You know, 211, if you're not familiar, is you can dial 211 like you dial 911 in an emergency, but when you reach 211, it's a counselor there who will say, what do you need? And you can say, I'm homeless, I need housing, I'm hungry, I need food, I am, whatever you need, they can help you find it. It's just a connection. So it's a very important connection. It's also there for counseling and any number of other things. But a lot of our health and human services can be found through 211. The state needs to fund that, and we need to put it in the budget as an ongoing item because I'm so sick and tired of this Republican attitude of, okay, we'll fund it this year, as though it's not going to be needed again next year. It is, and just, you know what? I'm going to delve into the meanness a little bit here. I hate to say it, but I have had it up to here with the Republican meanness, the prejudice especially. So you have heard the horrible immigration prejudice that is out there. It's ridiculous. The general racism that is ridiculous. And you've heard the number of the bills against transgender people that are just prejudice. And I said on the floor once in a speech that it is only prejudice that a woman would say, I'm afraid of a trans woman in the bathroom. because you know nothing else about that trans woman. So why would you be afraid of them except you're prejudiced against a trans woman because you don't know? So that is prejudice. And prejudice doesn't get us anywhere. Our country has worked so hard to stop prejudice. We need to continue our work. Last week, we had the heart that just went right through my soul. I had to speak about it on the floor in Cow. I spoke it again on third read, and our caucus stood up and spoke against it as well. It was House Bill 2803, the homeless bill, that said it would be state law that no state or local money can be spent to mixed hoteling, they called it. Mixed hoteling, which is in a lot of cities, as Senator Lauren Kuby explained, because she's been on city council in Tempe, putting people who have no home in a shelter is the first choice. If there is no shelter, especially for those such as women with children, sometimes a hotel is the perfect thing. This bill would say that's illegal. It would be illegal for the city of Tempe or any other local funder to do mixed hoteling. People who are homeless with the public, if you will. Would you just say that again, Bridget? Because, yeah, it's just so awful. And as though that's not bad enough that you cannot spend money for it, the bill would require a sign in big red letters that says warning. Yep, warning. This hotel has people who are homeless here with the general public, as though those are two different things. And so be careful, lock your doors, put away your valuables. Literally, this is what this big red sign would say. It is the worst kind of prejudice. And my Republican colleagues could not understand that that is simply prejudice. That if you think somebody is homeless, therefore they're going to hurt you, that is only prejudice. And so Senator Kavanaugh had to make it even worse. Bad enough that he's saying, because you're homeless, you must be dangerous. Now they went on to say, well, I have all these statistics here that say that if you're homeless, you might have a higher possibility of having mental illness. So now he's saying people who have a mental illness, which is an illness, are more likely to be dangerous, and you should lock your valuables away and lock your door because of that. So we have a long way to go with prejudice, and some of these things, you have to recognize them ourselves. Every once in a while, we might realize that, you know what, I might have thought that. But if you look around and listen a little bit, you can learn that, nope, having a mental illness is not a precursor to or any kind of an indicator of being dangerous or likely to commit a crime. And I don't expect everybody in the general population to understand that these things are not connected. But when you run a bill, then you have an obligation to find out. And that is not what they wanted to do. They just wanted to run this hateful bill so that they could actually take advantage of people's prejudices and people's fears. So I'm sick and tired of the fear mongering and trying to say, oh, everything that's bothering you, it's that guy's fault. It's this other person's fault. And therefore we should hate this other person. And by the way, let's hate this other group, and let's hate this other group, and let's hate this other group. And pretty soon they're going to get around to everybody else. And that's the truth. Thank you. That's the segue. That's the perfect segue. But why are they doing all of that? Well, as I've explained before, it's because they're robbing us. The federal budget is a great example of robbing the middle class to give big handouts to the richest few. And so rather than recognize that the problem is the billionaires, the problem is all these policies that are against that are helping the richest few and making the middle class pay. They don't want us to recognize that, so they're distracting us with immigrants are the problem. This other group is the problem. Homeless are the problem. Not being homeless and therefore we should help with good policies, but homeless people are a problem. And so that's, the billionaires are the problem, folks, So not that all billionaires are bad, but but the policies are bad. That is the problem. So I would like for you to all to say thank you. Would you raise your hand if you wrote some postcards to stop the bills for billionaires in the last couple of weeks? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give yourselves a big round of applause. We delivered over 400 postcards to state legislators with the Stop the Bills for Billionaires labeling, and LD9 wants 2,600 or 1,600, and LD13 wants 1,000 also. So the good news is spreading. We are getting people activated. The thing I love best about the postcards is that it's underscoring the real problem, and it's helping develop new activists in LD9 and LD13, and you all are leading the way as you did. So thank you. Give yourselves another round of applause because you're awesome. And on one last bright point, Senate Bill 1383 passed both this House and the Senate. That I sponsored. If you saw pigs flying, that was why. So, and with that, I'm going to hand this over to Rep. Stacy Travers. Thank you all. There you go.
Yeah, it's wonderful when you get to see the legislative process, and how all of us approach issues differently, because Landon's legacy, they came to all of us legislators, and I think we all wanted to do something, and we were all approaching it from different ways. And Mitzi had such a wonderful approach to how we can get it done. And she's the one that got it through and through the finish line. And it was not an easy thing. This is a crazy, crazy session. And so it's harder than it looks. So well done to Mitzi. So proud of you. And I'm glad that you were able. This family had been trying for years to get something done. They had a tragedy with their son, and thank you, Mitzi, for listening and for making it happen. Talking about heat, we had Annalise Ortiz, who passed a piece of legislation that allows construction to begin earlier, so that they're finished earlier, so that they cannot be working in the heat in the middle of the day doing projects. So there have been some different heat bills that have come through, and this is one of the ones that was actually, gone through the process and not killed. So I know everybody is going to keep working on it. As a whip, Representative Contreras kind of talked about everything, but one of the fun things being whip is being able to kind of work silently behind the scenes to make things happen. And so it's been nice kind of working around and making things happen. And it's nice that it doesn't have to have your name in front of it. So DDD working on the budget right now very quietly with Republican and Democratic members, trying to gather intel that harkens back to my old Army time. It's been a lot of fun, and very happy that I can be able to sort of facilitate things and make them happen without necessarily feeling like I have to be the front face of everything. But you've kind of heard it all. So I want to take a few minutes. Do you guys have any questions of us that you would like to ask? Oh, I know that you can speak louder, but clearly no one else does. Oh, and the Zoom too. Sorry, Zoom peoples. The peoples in Zoom land.
Is there anything happening with the Arizona Diamondbacks bill, the funding and so forth? We might lose them. We might lose spring training.
So there have been, funny that you should say that, because there was another meeting just the other day. They have been quietly, the legislature and the chambers have been quietly in talks at the moment to try to come to some sort of compromise. I've heard that talks are starting to get nasty. So I don't know where we're going to end up. They're really mean. They started to get really mean the last week or so. So I don't know. They've threatened to go somewhere else. I don't know where they're going to go. Like, there's no other major city that doesn't already have a baseball team. So it's not like the Coyotes that they can pick up and go somewhere. I think it's going to be harder. And so, yeah, come on in, come on in.
Bounce on your time, but so in the Senate, the bill has to come back to the Senate first before it goes anywhere else. So they've got an amendment. It's horrible. It would be over $20 million a year taken from children, from education, from roads. The county in particular has to pay the Diamondbacks by taking money away from roads. That's literally what it does. And the other 20 million has to come from education and everything else. They put back the piece that says the ball players' income taxes go to the billionaires who own the stadium instead of going to education and roads and all the good public things. So the threat that they might leave is bullying. They're not going to leave, as Rep. Travers said. There are two possibilities that have been talked about. Portland, which is half the size of Phoenix. Why would they want to go to a market that is much smaller than Phoenix? And then Salt Lake City, Utah, there's no gambling in Utah. And sports betting is really important part of the cash flow for the team. So they're not going for there, and they're not going to pull spring training because, and I wrote this out in an op-ed actually, if they were to threaten that, it would really be grounds for them to not be a monopoly anymore. So that is just dancing in a dangerous way. And that's why the representative from the team, as soon as he made that threat, the reporter from the Arizona Republic said, "Now, what'd you say about taking away spring training?" And he said, "Oh, no, I was just kidding. That was taken out of context. We would never touch spring training." So my bottom line is the Diamondbacks team is financially best here for themselves. They're not going anywhere. And spring training, they cannot touch it because MLB would then lose their monopoly status in pretty soon afterwards. So there you go.
Mitzi, follow-up question. Is there any studies done either on the Diamondbacks themselves specifically or just professional baseball teams in the 2020s and beyond as to the net economic benefit or drawback? Like, do we even want them here, to be honest? Financially, are we, even if they pay for the stadium themselves, are they a net draw, like net negative, like the Olympics are? And then the second part was, what are the MLB rules for allowing them to move? Like, can they just pick up and leave if they want to? Is anyone talking to the MLB so that the empty threat of, oh, we're going to leave is actually, that's a 4-year process through the MLB. You can't do that anyway. So has anyone looked at that? Just a question.
Do you know how to answer that?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think,
I don't think they can threaten to leave, or in terms of the MLB rules, they can be able to pick up. Now, in terms of having done studies on it, I'm sure that there's economic.
how about 130 studies that show we lose when we have a public stadium? Public money into a stadium is a losing proposition. There are over 130 research studies that show, at best, it's a negligible return for the public, but by and large, we just lose.
It's better for us to have it.
Well, so actually, I did even look into, because I want to be receptive to the folks who say, but I love the team. I love going to baseball games. I want to be receptive to that. So I did look into it. And even when you add in sort of civic pride, and you try to quantify that, it doesn't pencil out. It's still a loss for if the public pays for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge argument that the downtown area used to be dead until the Diamondbacks came, and then they sort of revitalized a very, down area. But I think people have gotten with the Phoenix Suns there and the Mercury and the concerts, people are still going to go even though the Diamondbacks are gone. Like, I mean, how many times have we looked at Diamondbacks games and the stadium is like not even half full? It's like a third full. Like, I don't see how they can be making money. Yeah, and that's, sir. Yeah, oh, sorry.
I kind of speak to that. I do security for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I don't work directly for the Diamondbacks, but I work for a contractor because we also do security at Mullet Arena, which is kind of like a lot smaller. It's 5,000 people. We had a series over the weekend with, what was it, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think all 4 days there was like 40,000.
That's because they were playing the
people.
Dodgers.
And then I think.
I mean, come on, they were playing the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, they were making money.
Well, that's a,
Oh, I mean,
if
I
they-
don't
if they
have.
were playing
all
another
I do
team, would
is
they
sit
draw it in?
outside and make sure you're not bringing in multi-tool and a submachine gun and nuclear weapon.
Right.
So
But
if
I-
you ever see me, please leave your nuclear weapon at home. I kind of appreciate that. but-
No, and I take your I take your point. I'm not saying that it's always empty, but it's like when you go see a concert, it's like
Yeah.
coming to see me and then
camping
coming to see
is
Kylie.
Not exactly a big draw. So.
So yeah, there you go. All right. Well, one time. Oh, are there any online? I can't read it. Yeah, you can let us know.
I'll
Uh,
jump in if you'll take one.
Very quickly, as long as it's not a Diamondbacks question,
Not
you kind of
Diamondbacks
covered
or
that.
anything. But in a similar vein, could you explain your different takes on the Axon bill that went through?
Well, yeah, if you want to talk about, so basically they came with a proposal. Do you guys want to hear, you really want to hear the truth? Okay. So the truth is most of us hated it, but we're really pressured into voting for it through committee. And knowing that once it got to the floor, there would be a larger debate and there would potentially be more change. And so it went through the House and then it came over to the Senate. And then it changed in the Senate because we wanted more housing opportunities. And then it came back into the House. And I will tell you, I had no votes whipped. And I don't know what happened in floor strategy, but as everybody, and this is the truth, as everybody walked onto the floor and we started voting on the bill, votes changed. And I had absolutely no idea why votes were changing. To be fair, I looked at how the other members had voted, and you had voted yes through committee. You voted yes in committee before I came over to the Senate. And I was like, oh, Patty and Mitzi voted yes on it.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
When I voted for it, it was not the Axon bill, it was the original bill and the underlying bill. But then it went to the House and it got the striker put on it.
And then it came back.
And then it came back.
Okay.
And I voted no when it came through as
Okay.
the actual striker.
So, and I hate strikers and we should not ever, ever, ever have strikers. I'm sorry. Right? Anyway, it was very convoluted. And it is what it is. And we would much prefer Scottsdale City Council to take it to their people, to sue them. If they have a problem with it, they can sue it. I don't think it's a state legislature issue. And so that's kind of where I was on it. Does anybody have another question? That's not Axon or Diamondbacks, and then we're done. Yeah. No, it's a Scottsdale issue. So talk to Scottsdale City Council for it if you have any questions. That's what I tell you. Thank you.
Okay, because I was like, I don't know what bill you're talking about, so maybe we should have started with that. Okay, so the legislators will be here. We'll be able to ask them more questions. Just a few more things before we get to the end of our meeting. This is a notice to all PCs in the LD12. On Thursday, May 27th at 6 p.m. via Zoom, we'll be having a budget review meeting. Here, can anybody read this? Because I can't. I tried to, but here is our budget for the year. We did not get to a 2-year cycle because with the changeover in the treasurer, we got a little behind. So I wanted to get this first year out to you guys. We're going to be holding a virtual meeting. You can ask detailed questions about the budget at that time. A notice will go out to all of you. Ultimately, what it means, God, I can't even read that bottom number. Let's see. I should have made this on a big page. I can't read that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Let me come over here. At the end of the year, we're looking to raise $41,177. We expect to spend about $19,826 thousand, which will give us an ending cash balance in December for $36,935. We did break it down we just categorized it onto here. No, he's not. Some of the things talking about our expenses, this is an expense for us. Some of the equipment, we have a PO box. We pay a lot of money in bank fees, just so you know. Through Act Blue, it's about 4% for every donation, just to give you an idea. So we'll get into all those details, but we can, again, that'll be via Zoom. Anybody's welcome to, but at our June meeting, which will be on Zoom, our next monthly meeting will be on Zoom. We will be voting on that budget. So if you have questions on the budget, please attend the virtual meeting to ask these questions, so that when we get to our June meeting, we can go ahead and vote for the approval. Just because we vote a budget in doesn't mean that we have to spend that money or raise it. It's just a guide to tell us where we're going. This year, we're not spending a lot of money because we don't have an election. Next year, it will look a lot different. So, okay. Our current treasury. So, back. I'll just go on here. Let me get my glasses. In the month of April, we had a beginning cash balance of $23,246. We had $3,188 in contributions. We spent $1,748, so we ended up at $24,687. So we're still doing really good. So thank you to our recurring donors, and of course for buying raffle baskets. A couple of things. We have LD12 t-shirts, we have vote shirts. If we don't have the size, we're just trying to gather if anybody wants to pre-purchase a size or let us know, because we have to order those in bulk. I can't just order one shirt, a one-off shirt. I have to order at minimum 30 shirts. So I'm trying to get sizes if anybody wants them. We have two different styles. We have the I don't have my LD shirt on. I have a V-neck. I'm trying to look. I know a few people walked in one. We have V-necks and we have crew necks. There you go. Thank you, Kathy. Let's see. So we have a V-neck. We have a crew neck. So if you want LD12 shirts, those are the only ones that I can order. Whatever we have in the other two styles, or that's it. We also have bumper stickers. We have magnets. And then, of course, our LD12 name badges. If you have ordered a name badge, they are at the front of the table. Please pick them up so we don't have to keep bringing them every month to the meeting. And you could also order a name tag. You get a name tag. The LD12 gives you a name tag if you become a recurring donor. We are able to sustain as an LD because of our recurring donors for any dollar amount. It gives us an idea of all the income that we get every single month. So it helps us to make a budget to figure out what we're going to spend our money on for an upcoming election. So I want to thank everybody who donates on a recurring, who donates to buy raffle tickets, who just makes a donation because you care about us. We totally appreciate it. We love our donors very, very much. So make sure you check out all of our merchandise and everything like that. So this is the last call. We're going to do our Bada Bing raffle. And I just want y'all to see what time it is. It is 7:08. We're going to open it up. Before we get to the raffle, this is the final call for raffle basket tickets. While we get the numbers all finalized, we're going to open it up to any new business. This is your time. If you have something you want to talk about, if you have an update, if you want to talk about whatever it is, this is your time to go line up over here, and then we will set a timer. You have 1 minute to tell us all about it. And while everybody lines up, I'll tell you one. I am looking for, I know you, please do not laugh at me. I'm looking for somebody who sells Tupperware that's a Democrat. I said, the two people that I know are Republicans and I will not buy from them, but I need to order something for a friend of mine. And so I'm looking for somebody who sells Tupperware. I know it's kind of a crazy thing, but thought I would try. So, you need to get up in line and talk about it. Oh, okay. Bridget wants me to talk about something else now. God, I do have to get over there because that thing is bright. We are putting together a team of people to do weapons training. This is specifically geared for Democrats. It is a Democratic group. So we are going to have, it's a 6 months, 1 night per month. It's a 6-month commitment, okay? And it's about $100 per month-ish, something like that. We're looking to find out if you are interested in joining Bridget, myself, Sherry, my other sister, my mom, Marianne. I think there's a few of us. We would like to get together and do some weapons trainings, but we specifically wanted to reach out to somebody that we knew shared our values so that we were most comfortable learning from somebody that shared our values. So Bridget put this together, found somebody for us, and they're going to be doing a private lessons for us.
And the first thing that we're going to do is do a concealed weapons permit class, so everybody understands their legal exposure if you are going to carry a weapon. And if you're not comfortable carrying a weapon.
Can you turn the mic on?
Okay. Thanks, Susie. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is a concealed weapons permit class, so everybody understands their obligations and their exposure to carrying a weapon. And then if you choose that you don't want to carry one, but you're still interested in having protection and home defense, there are other options that they'll talk to us about. So if anybody's interested, after that, we're going to do like a 101, 102, 103, and they're going to teach you everything you need to know. It's going to be over at C2. And they have rental weapons there as well. So you can decide what you want to use. And if somebody's interested, just let us know. It's going to take us a little while to figure out when, because we got to figure out how many people. But we're going to do 1 class a month, and we figure it's going to be about a 6-month commitment where you can do some practicing and some other things in between, so it's not so intense. So if anybody has any questions, you can come ask me.
Thank you. All right. Hi, I'm Janie Heydrich, and I just wanted to give a shout out to Cedric Collins. Last weekend, we had the delegate assembly for the Arizona Education Association, which is the largest professional teaching union in Arizona. And he was elected from his region as the director. So he will now be serving on the AEA Executive Committee, and he will be representing LD12 in the Fund Council, which endorses and gives money to candidates. So yay, Cedric.
Hi, Janet Hamlin, Arlene Chin's campaign manager. She is under the weather, was hoping to be here tonight. We are doing one more, thank you, Franklin, one more big canvas in South Tempe this coming Saturday. If anyone would like to canvas with us, we're meeting at Mary and Moses Green Park, formerly Harrelson Park, in Warner Ranch. We had a great time last Saturday. We're trying to get some doors in before the heat takes us out for the summer. If you have not yet signed her petition, Franklin has petitions. If you live in Tempe, we'd appreciate the signatures. My health does not allow me to canvass in July and August. We are looking to set up house parties in August. If you'd like to do a coffee chat with Arlene with your friends and or neighbors, let me know. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ajlan Kurdolu. You can call me AJ. Today, I'm here. I'd like to share a message from Lisbeth Espinoza. You met her. She is with the Collective Solidarity Movement, and she gave us a couple of months ago a training what to do with the upcoming potential ICE raids and how to save lives in that case. And those raids are happening right now. Actually, there was 3 raids in Buckeye area, and that's why she is in LD25 tonight, giving those trainings. There were 3 raids, daytime, out in the open at 7-Eleven parking lots, and the church parking lot. So this is what we need to do to realize that if you see the tanks and the feds, these are not practice runs. They are already deporting. There are deportation flights taken up from Mesa. And then there is a chatter or ideas from this regime, I like to call that, they are thinking about sending people to Libya for all the places. Yes, that's reality. So what to do to save life? So if you are a white person, a non-immigrant, get into the action. And if you see that raids happening, go into those neighborhoods and knock on the doors and tell people not to leave their home. And you see the small businesses, you can go and tell them they have a right to refuse service to anyone, and they don't have to help these raids. And second, you can ask those people if they have a warrant. That's hard, we know that, because based on what we see, how this regime is acting, it's not going to be easy. But in order to save life, we need to alert people. For example, this raid at the church, afterwards they talked to people, and a lot of them thought that that was just a practice, that they were not doing it. So what we have to do, really, we have to be really proactive, alert people and businesses. People are being taken. I mean, in some cases, these are US citizens. They are separating kids from their parents. It is really urgent, so we need your help on this one. So if you need the red cards, if you need the training, my number out there on the agenda, of course on the back page, more importantly, Lisbeth's number out there. So let's stay active, people. Hold on 1 second so they can I can come next to you so you can ask the question.
Okay, last week I was here for a meeting with Kevin Robinson and one of our local policemen and a fire chief. And I asked specifically, if we see an incident happening where people are being approached by ICE, are the police available to assist and to help resist the ICE, And he said yes. And I'd really like clarification on that, because, if we see something happening in our neighborhood and we decide we need help, it would be great if we could call the police and they would actually, work to defend, So anyway, if we could find out, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely we need to find out. My initial response will be probably no, because they kind of work together, but we'll ask and we'll get that information to you.
When we saw Chris Mays at a meeting, I asked her pretty much the same question: if there's anybody out there to defend us if we end up in some kind of altercation with ICE. And she said yes, that there are people, that there are agencies, and I don't know specifically if the police would help defend us, or if she said we have state marshals. Anyway, I suppose that's too much to try to address tonight, but.
So I'm going to give you the name and phone number of our the person that oversees our whole area for the police department, so that you could just interact with him directly. What's Lavis? Something Lavis. Commander. First name Commander. It's a long story. Thank you. I will get you that information. He would probably be the person to talk to. Okay. But just remember, it is the police department.
Thank you. As ADP Jewish Caucus Chair, I would like to acknowledge May is Jewish Heritage Month. I would like to also recognize the Arizona Democratic Party Executive Board, who approved in February one of the only 5 Jewish caucuses in the nation. Thank you, everyone. And I'd like to go ahead and ask the people in this room that were instrumental in creating the Jewish caucus to stand. I know there's Janie, there's Rich, and applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
See, if I start talking before she starts the timer, I get more time.
Anyway, I am Nancy Tapuzian. I am the leader of Tempe Rising. How many of you have been to the bridge to protest? That's what I'm talking about. And I see a couple people that didn't put up their hands. Anyway, we're there every Saturday morning. It's getting earlier and earlier, 7:30 from now on. We will be there on No King's Day. I call it, we're taking back our Flag Day, and I would love to see thousands of flags up there. We've had over 2,000 people up there. Okay, so please come up there. It's actually therapeutic. It's kind of really cool. Another thing that we're doing this Friday, he doesn't know yet, but we're doing a Make Your Voices Heard, and we're going to Brick Road to do that. So anybody who wants to join us, that's at 9 o'clock. So come join us. I'll have Susie put these things on the calendar so everybody knows what's really going on. So once again, what's that? 9 o'clock. Which one are you talking about? Friday? Oh, which is good, right? Oh, for you people that think that that bridge is not structurally sound, we can have 86 pounds per square foot on that bridge. Janie knows I'm a math teacher. Where's Janie? We've worked a long time together, Janie and I. She knows I'm a retired math teacher. Anyway, we could fit over 2,000 people at 200 pounds each on that bridge. So it is structurally sound. Yes. And thank Mitzi, who got me a hold of the engineer that told me all that information. So thank you, Mitzi. Oh, there you are. Thank you.
Okay. I'm Paul Wyke, and I'm doing a quick in memoriam. Ralph Hughes, a good friend of ours, passed away last week in Connecticut. He was an irrepressible force in our district Democrats organization back in the mid-90s through the mid-aughts. If you've been involved for a while, that was back when we were LD6 and then LD20. Ralph served as treasurer for a while, and maybe I don't remember whether he served as a vice chair for a while as well. He was always looking for creative ways to help Democrats as we were in a very Republican district at that time. And he was always looking for ways to torment the Republican elected officials. And he always found some good, successful ways of doing that. He was also a great liaison between our district and our state Democratic elected officials, and including and candidates, Eddie Basha, Jenna Napolitano. He was friends with them. He was an honorary grandparent for one of our kids at Kalina Coyote's elementary school one time, and he's survived by his wife Sue, who also was very active in our Democrats, and one son, Paul Hughes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jay Jerzik. This is my daughter, Liliana, who has recently expressed to me she's scared of public speaking, so here she is. I have two quick points to make. The first one is, I'm sure you're all aware what's going on at the federal level and how close the House is at the federal level. And to that end, I'm working with one of the field organizers for Adelita's congressional campaign. So if anyone wants to do any work this summer, starting now-ish, find me after the meeting. I can get you her contact information. And then if you want to carpool to, there is a tiny little part of CD7 over on the West Valley, which is just a quick 20-minute zip, or the way I drive, 10 minutes away on the 202. I have a big old van. We could pop in and do a little canvassing over the summer, or if you guys want to write letters or do stuff like that. She would appreciate all support. Remember, solidarity starts at the beginning. So even though it's not our district per se, we can still help out, especially because we don't have a lot of that like going on right now. Yes, sir.
I hear a lot of people saying that Adelita Grijalva is the heir apparent to the position. Is there any truth in that, or do we still need to fight just as hard?
That is above my pay grade. I'm just working for the people who I think are the best candidates, and so I think she's the closest to Raul. And from what I've all read, I think Raul did a great job, and so I think she's likely to pick up the reins where he left off. So that's what I'm doing, and I can get you the contact information. It's basically all I'm doing here. The other point I know to make, I'm out of time, is I'm running a subreddit called r/AZ Democrats. So if you guys are familiar with what Reddit is, it's just a social media platform where when people stand on the bridge and take pictures, that's where I post them. So I'm trying to keep it all, everything Arizona Democratic related, not to any particular LD or CD or anything like that. You can give me the information, I'll post it up there, or you can join. I con Mitzi into posting a little bit and talking on there. So trying to just make the chatter and get all the conversation in one place, because that's where a lot of the younger folks hang out. So, all right, that's it. Thank you.
Actually, before we move on, because of that, I just want to remind a couple of people, we were going to discuss this earlier. I don't know why I have two microphones. That was not working. That is a contested primary race. So the LD12 executive board members cannot support or endorse any one candidate. So just want to remind the people that the executive board members cannot do that, but PCs can do what they want. So.
Hello, my name is Gabby, and Nicole Brown and I have started our podcast. So it is called Around the Districts. We talk about our district and all the districts, actually. We'll talk local politics. We talk about small business and obviously all the craziness that happens at the federal level, and what is affecting all of us. Just what's affecting all of us. It's cuckoo. But we do want people involved. We do want to do interviews. So if anybody's interested, please let us know. We'd love to get people involved. We are on YouTube. We are on Substack. We are on TikTok. We are on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We are on Amazon, iHeartRadio, literally everywhere you can find us. So Around the District podcast, please find us, like us, share us, and help us get this podcast out there so we can share stuff. Yes. How do you search for us? So you can search for us like on Apple Podcasts. You can search for us on YouTube. Just search Around the Districts. And we'll send the link out in the email. Yay.
Recap.
Thank you. Jesse Shank with Brick Road Coffee. A couple of quick things. We are located pretty close to Cole Park. So Nancy, stand up. If you are attending the Tempe Indivisible protests and you have this T-shirt on at Brick Road, you get 20% off. So I hope to see you all come visit us. Also that day, you may have heard that the National Endowment for the Humanities funding is being cut at the federal level. We are hosting a last-minute letter writing party, I guess, at Brick Road Coffee between 1 and 3 o'clock on that Saturday. So I guess if you go home, take a nap, and come and you're still wearing your shirt, you get 20% off, and you get to write to your congressman. Let's see. Also, I wanted to take an opportunity to let you all know that we are opening our second location. Our sister location is called Empower Coffee Roasters in Mesa. It's on Gilbert Road, just north of the 60. So we're joining our friends in LD9. And we should have a soft opening in the next couple of weeks. And then grand opening events in June, which is Pride Month. So please keep an eye on our socials and more information to come.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nicole Brown, and on the podcast, I'm not very good at the technical piece of it, so Gabby gets to handle that. And legislators, please look out for an invite to be interviewed or talked with. Also, just to update on state committee, I wanted to let you know that you can pre-register on the agenda for the May 29th meeting. And also, if you're planning to attend, just know that there are caucuses that are going on that morning. So if you want to attend one of the caucuses, like the Jewish caucus, then you want to get there a bit early, get there the day before, whatever floats your boat. But just know that the caucuses will be starting around 9 in the morning, and then the meeting will start, I believe, at noon. But more information to come on May 29th, and you can pre-register right on the agenda. And what?
Hi, I just wanted to say, game night, Judy Strausser. Schwiebert is the representative in LD20, I think, so.
Okay, glad to be up here again, guys. So I really want to first off ask you, if you haven't go to maricopayoungdems.com, learn about us, learn about what we're doing with the Maricopa County Young Democrats, and please donate. We are 100% volunteer run by, our youngest member is 4 years old. So if you know someone who is, I see some little ones back there, that wants to get involved with Young Democrats and do training and get exposure to the world, please let me know. I will be here to talk to everybody afterwards. I would love to get anyone involved. Maricopa County Young Democrats members are anyone under the age of 40. So if you're under 40, you can be one of us. And if you're over 40, you can still come hang out with us as well. And then also I wanted to bring up, oh my gosh, what was it? Oh, endorsements. We endorse candidates. And what we do for our candidates is we go and knock doors for you, even in the middle of summer. So I heard that someone wasn't able to do that. If you guys are interested in getting young people to come and knock doors for you, please let us know. We do have an endorsement process. We want to endorse good candidates. Please come see me or go to maricopayoungdems.com and you guys can learn more. Thank you.
One really quick thing that I wanted to let everybody know, at the Young Democrats monthly meetings, they're so awesome and they actually feed their attendees dinner that night. We know young folks are struggling sometimes when they're going to school, working multiple jobs. So one of the reasons to help support them is that their outreach to their community members is awesome and they feed them dinner at every meeting. Okay, bada bing raffle. Mark is going to share his screen. I'll come around. Yes, random.org is what we're seeing right now. Which one are we doing first? Okay, we're going to pull for Brood Awakening. We sold how many tickets? 588 tickets were sold. That's amazing. The winner is number 273. And that is Gabe Hagan. Wine tasting for 6. We sold 236 tickets. And the winning number is number 101, and that is Angela Buer. She must be online. Congratulations, Angela and Gabe.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just take it to our lunch tomorrow to Angela. So thank you, everyone. Just a quick couple of things. Make sure you push your chairs in. We'd like to leave the place better than when we found it. So take your agendas, anything else. And so we're going to go ahead and close the meeting at 7:32 p.m. Thank you very much.